thank you to the Patreon supporters of the What We Remember podcast. Sarah P., a.k.a. Situational Daddy on Instagram. Sandy and Paul J. Leo, Nathan E., Jacqueline M., Matthew J., and Big Time Jim. Help support our show by going to patreon.com/whatweremember. Thanks. It was kind of odd. This is off tangent completely from the beginning, but it's an intro to the podcast.
I like off tangent.
But Band-Aid, like, when they get like sponsorships from like cartoons and stuff to like put on their Band-Aids to like to sell product, it's kind of an odd thing, right? They'll like have like a Minion Band-Aid,
well,
or
trying
like
to make
a
it fun.
Marvel Band-Aid. They try to make it fun for kids.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not as scary.
It's weird because that's a good place to sell. Like, it's a good way to get your kid to be okay with their injury.
Do they do those with like syringes or like other medical products?
Right,
though? Like, do they
Here
have, like...
comes the Superman needle.
The syringe has like fuzzies on it and stuff. It's like a fuzzy pencil.
They're
or
like
something.
dyeing the medication crazy colors. Like, look, it's sparkly.
It's
It's
like
gonna
glow
go
in the dark.
inside you.
Oh,
Here's the
God.
Black Widow cast, and you get a whole cast of like the Avengers. Or
Now
whatever
that's the
on your
thing.
cast.
They do
You
have
get a
cast
cast of a
covers.
cast.
Yeah.
You get the cast.
I'm sure if you print on it, you could do that.
3D print a cast with a cast on it.
Well, like print the image onto the cast, whatever that stuff is.
Yeah.
Plaster.
I mean,
Is that what it is?
It used to be. I don't think it is now.
I don't think it's
I've never
plastic
gotten a
anymore.
cast. So
I think
have
it's
no
like,
idea.
you've never had a cast?
No, I've never broken a bone.
You had a cast?
I've had one on my leg and one on my arm.
It's like a wrap that eventually
gets
like
hard
they
or something.
have to, because they have to like soak it, and then after it dries, it hardens. I believe something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hard. Yeah, it's into place. It smells real bad, and it
Oh,
itches like
it
hell.
stinks after like 30 days.
Oh boy.
You actually
And then-
shower
and
with
then
it.
I was
you-
saying you can't really
And then you
wash
take
them
it off and you look at your arm and it's so shriveled.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, my arm. Is that going to go back to normal? And it does. It does.
You'd have to wrap like a plastic bag around it because I remember doing that going in
Yep.
the pool when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you could go swimming with a cast, but it was just like real
Or like
awkward.
having a shower with a plastic bag on it.
Yeah.
And you still get it wet.
Just make it
and
plastic.
that's why it stinks, because it got wet.
Yeah, it's an awful experience.
And you're sweating.
Maybe you'll get one day.
Problem solved. Don't break bones. Never do anything interesting.
Right.
Aw. My name is Bradley Jones.
My name is Andrew Moldenhauer.
And I'm Andy Hubert.
And this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to remember what happened in a movie that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. And this is what we remember about Coyote Ugly.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we kill. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
Good luck to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've seen it in theaters one time.
In theaters,
In
Brad.
theaters?
Oh, I had to see it.
Were you on a date
No.
with your mom?
Yeah, no. But it was a friend.
I watched this years ago. My wife got me to watch it with her.
My wife.
And I was like, I think I'd caught bits on TV, but I was like, it's a girl movie.
It's a girl. There's a lot of girls in it for sure.
Back
It's
when
not
I
necessarily just a girl movie. They're like trying to bring guys
yeah.
into
Yeah.
it too. With
I mean, they definitely
these
are.
sexy
Corporate
women.
America film.
And even if it is, marketed towards a girls movie, like I mean, they can be fun to watch. This one is bonkers. This movie's crazy.
I'm pretty
in the
sure
film?
my mom rented this from Blockbuster, and I probably saw it like when it came out.
Who is in this film?
Who's in the film, Andy?
Well, you
One of
sent
your-
you sent us the photo,
Yeah.
so Tyra Banks, I
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
is in it, which I did not notice or realize or remember.
She was like the hottest chick out there at the time.
Yeah.
And they got her to sign up to do this movie to shake her butt on a...
But that blonde
bar.
girl,
Be a
though,
bar
is,
counter.
is much hotter in my opinion, and I don't know who she is.
She's
at all.
your boo. She's only number 2 to Ricci.
No. I'm talking about a different blonde girl.
Oh, okay.
Who's also in the cover. But
not sure.
is Heather Graham in this movie?
No.
No.
Is God, who is the main? No, Piper Parabo.
There you go.
Oh, hey, we finally got Piper in a movie.
Yep.
Or,
Now I
or as you
remember.
like to call her, Piper Paraboo, because she's your boo.
That's true, boo.
Oh man.
Yeah, she was sort of... I don't know what she was doing before this. It was also a breakout for her, I think.
Yeah, I don't. Well, she did some kind of like French movie about these girls
Sacre bleu.
that were at like some kind of Catholic boarding school, and
Oh,
they're
dear.
like really like sexual, and it was like a 97 or something like that.
Wow.
You're having
And,
an
like,
awakening right now.
I've never seen the movie, but the cover always has like these 3 girls, and they're wearing like
I think I
Catholic
actually know what
girl
you're talking about.
outfits
Yeah.
with skirts, and they're clearly like kind of raising their skirt up a little bit, so it's like telling you that it's like about them being
Scantily.
like sexual, and I don't know. But I don't know what this movie's called, but she's in that one.
This one's called Coyote Ugly.
No, the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay. We got a couple other actors that I know.
There's a dude.
There's the man, his Piper Parabo's dad.
Oh, the dad. I was
dad?
gonna say there's also the boyfriend.
There's also
Ed
a boyfriend.
O'Neill?
Oh, you kind of. They're kind of equivalent roles.
Really?
Ed O'Neill and this
I
guy.
have no idea who
John
the-
Goodman.
Oh, it
John
is
Goodman's in this?
John Goodman. You're right.
Okay.
Because he has a heart attack at the end of the film.
He does.
John. This came out, what, 2000?
Something like that,
I think
yeah.
it's 2000.
I think Roseanne's over at this point. He's trying to break out to those.
Oh, yeah. Roseanne's got to be over at that point. I think Roseanne probably ended it like
King Ralph,
97,
Babe,
98.
Coyote Ugly. Those are his big ones.
There's got to be like a young, like attractive guy who's
Yeah.
trying to
Boyfriend.
hook up with Piper, and
Yep.
I don't know who that is,
I don't know
but
who
it's
it is.
probably
Is it Scott Speedman?
I think it is.
It's some guy from Party of Five.
I'm gonna write these down so we remember.
I
who
think it's Aaron Eckhart.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
And this is his time. What are you talking about? He was in some starring
I'm guessing
movies
it's
by this time.
it's either a Dawson's Creek or a Party of Five or a My So-Called Life Boy, or maybe none of the above. I'm not quite sure. Also, the madam of the Coyote Ugly, Maria Bello,
Maria Bello.
Up in the Air, History of Violence, bunch of other films.
Yeah.
Cooler.
Wait, who is she in History of Violence?
She's the wife.
Oh, okay. I do know who that is. So she runs the place?
Yeah, she's essentially
owner.
like the madam of the Ugly.
Sort of. Yeah.
Of the Coyote
Yeah.
Ugly.
She's like aging out of the role that she used to like be, kind of thing.
So do we know where this takes place?
New York City, baby.
It is?
Because this is New York. But she travels from like a country.
She travels
To-
from New Jersey.
Oh.
It's like right there, and then it's like I'm moving to the big city.
From a farm in
That's
New
not,
Jersey.
Not true. She is moving to the big city.
She is, but it's really funny because you're right. Usually, it's like if you're in LA or New York, it's like the person moved from Kansas and they're a fish out of
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
She's
I'm from
like
Alabama.
She's like, no, could take day trips to New York, but now I'm just gonna move there. Like,
Well, maybe she was in Atlantic City and it sucked.
it could be.
She wanted to get out of there. But
Is she going to school?
she's like a musician.
She wants to be a songwriter.
She's a
Oh,
guitarist.
can't
she's
fight the
like,
moonlight.
And she
she's a
should have gone to
Sheryl Crow.
Nashville, but
she's
yeah.
trying to Sheryl Crow.
That's true.
I'm trying to get
Celine Dion.
a reference of the time. No, I think because she's a guitar
Meredith
player.
Brooks.
So Celine Dion's a singer, but Sheryl Crow's like a guitar.
You tell me
player,
Celine
singer.
Dion can't pick up a guitar and wail?
I'm sure she has done it, but she's not known to do it.
There you go.
You don't think Kenny G can play the drums?
I'm sure he has done it,
love
but
to
he's
see
not known for it.
I would love to see it.
But
Slash just whips out a kazoo and just goes nuts on that kazoo.
Oh, he can play me kazoo.
Is that a Slash playing the kazoo? Oh my God.
This is my favorite set.
He's hitting all the notes.
Yeah.
Why is Bono on the Glockenspiel? This is an odd band.
It's the worst band ever. It's so annoying. But so is she like she's busking when she gets to New
She's
York?
just a
Is
small
she-
time girl.
She like has
Born
I
and
think
raised
she has
in
like a
South
demo
Detroit.
tape, and she's like trying to
shop it around.
get her demo tape to people.
That makes sense. It's like Airheads.
And she's probably got to be doing some busking too, I think.
Probably.
And she gets an apartment,
Yeah.
I imagine.
She does. Well, that's like the reason she ends up working at Coyote Ugly is because it gets broken into and they steal all their stuff.
Oh no!
And she has like no money.
Does her
She's
tape
like-
get stolen?
She's like, oh, I'm gonna have to go back to New Jersey.
Oh,
Oh, that's the worst possible
I
fate.
know, it's a death sentence.
Getting out of New Jersey and then having to go back. Oh my
crawling
gosh!
back to New Jersey.
having to be like an hour and a half to 2
Ugh.
hours away from
No.
the main spot.
That sounds awful. Kill me now.
Oh man.
So, but like, how does she find out about the Coyote Ugly?
She's
show
walking
up,
around.
or does
She's probably
someone bring her
I'm
into
guessing
the
she's
idea?
walking around the city.
She runs into the 3 girls that work there.
Okay.
And they're like, they
Tyra
have
Banks.
fat stacks of cash or whatever.
Oh,
and she's
sure.
like, I'm broke as hell. How do I get fat stacks?
They're like, you got to wear a cowboy hat and
they're
dance
like-
up on this bar here.
Pretty much, yeah, because she goes, she like has
She's
no
very
clue what this bar is.
She's very reserved too.
She is.
She may even be like religious. I'm not quite sure.
There's also a whole big thing about like she
Oh,
has
that's a
really
great
bad
point.
stage fright.
Well, she's
and-
definitely introverted. Very much so.
Yeah.
Because like I think when she's trying to do her first like audition at the Coyote Ugly,
Very
it's like
shy.
very
Oh, it
shy.
goes-
Yeah. She's very
Well,
timid.
and that's like one of the big struggles
no
that she has to
energy.
overcome is that stage fright, and like people keep being like, if you want to be like a singer-songwriter, you have to be
gotta
able
be
to
slutty.
perform. Like you can't have stage fright. Like that's not a thing.
yeah.
So she has to overcome that. But yeah, she goes to Coyote Ugly, has no clue what it is, but she shows up and the lady's like, all right, I'll give you a shot. And it goes horribly. Like she has no clue
Okay.
what she's doing. I don't think she's ever worked in the food service industry before.
Oh,
She's
just
already
a-
like auditioning, or
she's just a
is
server,
she-
right?
Yeah, she's just like
Oh, she's a
working the
server.
bar.
You
She's
got to
just a
work your way
bartender,
up to like
basically.
that big money spot, dancing on the
I
tables.
Yeah.
see.
Because the
Okay.
people behind the bar, the bartenders, are where they make all their money. Because it's
Yeah.
like cocktail back there with ladies. They're just like flipping
Oh
whiskey
my God.
drinks
They're
and
going
pouring all
crazy.
sorts of weird stuff that doesn't even make sense. They got antifreeze back there. They're just pouring in their drinks. No one cares.
Oh my
There's
God.
like dancing
People
on the
are dying.
table. Yeah.
People are just dropping dead on the floor. They don't even care.
Oh god.
Like a whole a aquarium breaks and like all the fish fly out, but no one
Yeah.
cares, and they like swim around. They'll make all.
No one
this
It
stuff.
sounds like Surf Ninjas now. Okay,
It's ugly.
Brad.
It's
Yeah.
Coyote Ugly.
There's a coyote in the movies, and like on the wall, right? Is that why?
Probably, maybe.
Maybe. Well,
Got
they
Coyote
gotta
now?
have a mascot. I don't know. I don't know.
Is there a moment in
The
this
name
movie where
doesn't
they
make any
explain
sense
why it's
to
called
me.
Coyote
Yeah,
Ugly?
because they're very pretty girls. So why didn't they call it Coyote Pretty?
Ooh,
You know?
It doesn't
You know, it
sound
doesn't make
as
sense.
nice as. I don't know.
Did the bar exist before the movie, or did the movie create the bar?
I don't know. Is it the Mighty Ducks
I was
of
thinking.
Yeah.
Coyote Ugly?
I was thinking that existed before.
The
and
chicken
then
and the
they-
egg situation.
Maybe.
But
I don't know.
Is the idea just that they dance on the bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they pour
Okay.
drinks,
And they pour drinks,
Yeah.
and they're hot.
and they're hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you always think like,
Okay.
Yeah.
like, are they
And?
gonna take their clothes off? It's like, is it gonna happen this time? Like,
No.
how was it? And nope.
Nope.
You don't get it. No.
No.
No. But you think maybe? Oh no.
You pervert!
No, what are you thinking about? But there are moments where in the Coyote Ugly, they pour drinks on themselves, I think.
I
And you're
was
like,
thinking
whoa.
that they got to be pouring it on their
Maybe.
shirts and stuff.
Yeah, it's part of the big. That's
the big
later in
blowout.
the movie. Yeah,
Where, because John Goodman comes, like, see his daughter.
he comes in
Aren't they
and
like kicking drinks off the counter and stuff?
they do. I don't know. They do some
gotta be
bonkers
doing-
stuff. They have
Nah,
the.
I don't know about
I think her
that.
audition is the famous bit where she like. I don't know if it's. She has like 2 auditions.
Just got to like crawl on the bar.
Ooh.
No, like they have one where she sees one guy comes in and like orders her water, and the girl's like, "You can't order water," and then spray him with the water gun.
Yeah, they have, like, a big horn or something.
Yeah, like this guy wants just a water, and then
Then
like
her boyfriend orders the water, and she has to do it to him,
well,
right?
she does it later. Well,
Well,
another
she
guy
does it to
comes in.
somebody that she shouldn't
She
do.
she does it to like the fire inspector or someone who like came, like was straight up there to be like, I need to make sure you're not over capacity or something.
I need
And-
to order a water
Yeah,
right
he
now.
orders water, and so she sprays him, and so like they find the bar lady or something. Like it's a
Yep.
big deal, and she's like, "You owe me $250, or you owe me $400."
And that's her reason to get up onto the bar to
Yeah.
have to pay that debt
So
back.
you have to keep working here even though you're terrible because you owe me money.
It's like an indentured servitude.
basically.
Madam needs to get
Okay.
paid. Madam needs to get
All
paid.
right.
You want to sit here, you gotta order a drink.
Okay, give me a glass of water.
Okay?
You just ordered water?
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Testing. Hey everybody, this guy just ordered water. We serve water in our bar. It's okay, Lil. Nobody orders water in your bar.
He can order whatever he wants. He's the fire marshal.
But then she gets into it. She starts getting pretty good at it.
Starts making a lot of money.
Oh yeah. But she like is
She's
keeping
good.
it- she keeps it secret from her dad because she's like, he would not want me working here.
Right. Is he
Scandalous.
religious? You were saying that, Brad.
I don't know if he's
I think he's just
religious,
like
but-
very
conservative?
conservative.
Yeah.
Or just
He's also
a
just like
dad.
an old dad who doesn't want his daughter, shaking her
I get
booty
it.
up on a stage.
I also feel like there's like a whole bit too. I think where he's like it's just one of those things where she was like his caregiver basically before she left, so she's always worrying about him. So like they have like a good relationship.
So
but-
maybe part of a reason to like be a star is to help him out.
Yeah,
and, like
it could be.
There's even
motivate
probably
her.
a moment where she's like, "I can't leave you, Dad." It's like, "Well, you got to.
Dad,
You
if
gotta
I
make it
leave
on
you,
your
you're
own."
gonna eat all the unhealthy food,
you
and
got-
your health is too fragile.
And it is too fragile because he has a heart attack.
He does, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't remember that, but
There's definitely got to be that romance between the
sure.
guy who we don't know
Yep.
and Piper Parabo.
Yep.
And like maybe she's
Aaron
like
Eckhart.
even embarrassed about her job to him, and then like she comes to the bar one time to see what's
he's
up.
into
and then,
it, though.
He
But
comes
he's,
in-
I think he's
no,
jealous
oh,
because
no,
there's he gets on the bar.
Now, so this is
He dances at the Coyote
The
Ugly.
way
I think he's into it.
the way she makes back the money that she owes the bartender lady is she ends up holding a guy auction in the bar and auctions him off to like all the drunk ladies in the crowd. She's like,
There's
how much
women
you
in
give
this
me?
crowd? All right.
Yeah, that's
Coyote
crazy.
Ugly.
Interesting.
Yeah, like she
Coyote
auctions
Ugly.
him off for like a couple $100 and pays the debt. And he's like, but I like you, bye. And then he gets, sexed by someone. I
Oh
assume.
no.
And then she hates him forever.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, she set it up. What does she got?
Right.
Oh, man.
What do you give me? I got 20 bucks. Oh, I got $25 right here. Make it 35. $40.
What are you doing?
Come on, girls, 50. $61. I got 70. Come on, girls, 75.
Is there parts where she's like changing the bar for the better, or like they don't think her methods are gonna work, so they are against? Because
Maybe.
they're definitely like mean girls to her at first,
A
because
little
she's just not
bit.
part of the crew.
But then they start
Tyra Banks
teaching
is all
her the
snotty.
tricks. Like one of the
Yeah.
tricks is like she's getting like really drunk halfway through her shift because people keep buying her drinks, and she's like, "How do you guys not just get wasted?" And they're like, "You pretend to take a shot, and then you
Give a
chase
shot
it
to the
with a
rest of the
beer,
guy, yeah.
and then you spit it into the beer bottle. You're not actually drinking the shots."
Oh, that's
Ooh,
smart.
trick of the trade.
yeah,
that's
trick of
smart.
the trade. Yeah, so they're like, "Oh, nope." And then that person's buying 2 drinks, so it's good for the bar.
That's smart. I'm going to do that.
You got to teach you.
You're gonna work at
Tips and
Coyote Ugly
tricks.
and dance
I
on
do
the
feel
bar?
like-
Whenever someone forces a drink on me.
I do feel
How
like
often does that
there's-
happen?
Oh wow.
Get
up there, baby!
Really, but it has happened.
No, I do think you're right that there's a part though where she starts to get really popular at the bar, and one of the
Yeah.
other, I feel like Tyra Banks' character or something was like about to go do something else, but like
Go
she
off
was
for another
like
big
she was
audition
like queen
somewhere.
of the bar, and now she's like on the way out, and she's kind of like regretting it, like she misses being that
She maybe
top
like
dog.
went to go do a stage play, or
Yeah,
got a
and so
part
she
or
like kind of
something.
sabotages her maybe at some point.
Or one of them gets hurt, has to wear a cast. I don't know. I'm making that up.
I thought like the place was maybe going to be at risk of being shut down at
Oh,
some
I'm sure
point.
that absolutely
Yeah,
that's
I'm sure
got to be a
that's a
thing. That's got to be a
I don't know
constant
why
thing.
it would be shut down.
Well, it's too
though.
raucous, you know?
Yeah,
There's too many people
There's-
in there. Like,
fights in the
doing
bar is like a
stuff.
big deal because her boyfriend at one point he does come in and he's like sees her doing bar dances and gets mad and fights a dude and like that's a big deal. Like I
it's
think
overcrowded.
there's a problem.
It's too tantalizing. It's a Hooters without any restrictions.
There you go.
Because this movie has to exist because of the Hooters like phenomenon in the '90s and the Jerry Springer and just like
It's not really like an out there idea though. Like
sexy
for
ladies at a
movie,
bar.
like,
It's fine.
Let's make a movie with sexy ladies and they dance on a bar.
Dance
Okay, done.
Yeah,
Yeah, where do I
sold me?
Can I invest? Where does my money go?
It
That
sounds like it's
going to
gonna
make
be
money.
You guys like because
easy
then
to
we'll
write.
have the executives like stop. I don't need to know more. I literally don't. You have all the money here.
Nothing else is really happening in the movie. It's just the
It's
concept.
the shortest pitch meeting in Hollywood history.
It's just the concept.
Oh man.
I mean, of course, this movie easy to make bank.
Yeah.
You know, if you just sell it that way.
And I have to imagine that Piper Parabo like wants to get out when the dad gets hurt, but then like Maria Bello wants to bring her back in. And It's a
Yeah.
whole like tug of war of like,
It's like,
should
should I leave the city? Like, I'm still not a songwriter. Like,
Should
my
I
And
stay
then the
or should I
boyfriend's
go
like,
now?
"You don't need that place. Your song's good enough where you don't need to be dancing on
she's
bars."
like, but I
Piper
like
Parabo.
dancing on bars. And he's like, ugh, I can't
Then
be
I
with
can't
you.
be with you.
I can't be with a girl who dances at bars.
You're supposed to be a songwriter, and I'm supposed to mooch off your millions.
They got separate dreams and they're going down different roads.
Yeah.
Is he a songwriter? Is he an Ed Sheeran to her Taylor Swift?
I don't
I don't think so.
know. I don't think so.
Okay. But
He's got to be like construction worker.
her song takes off in some way, I would think, by the end of the film. Maybe they play it at the bar?
I feel like okay, so I don't know.
No, she gets to do a concert at the bar.
She does. No, I feel like there's a.
Maybe?
This might be a
think
different
so.
movie, but
You said
I
it very
think
confidently.
It sounded real.
I think what happens is the boyfriend works at another bar, which is like a place where lots of musicians go and play. Like it's a kind of a famous club for that. And like some opening act cancels, and the club manager's like, I need someone. He's like, I know just the person, and like calls her.
She's like, I'm uglying it up.
Well, because this is part of the conflict.
At the Coyote.
Again, this might be a different movie. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's this movie,
could
but
be.
she doesn't go. Like she just, I don't know if she's because she's
She
mad at
bails
him
on
or
it?
if she's too
There's
scared.
still just like a spotlight of like her name getting called off, and then no one shows up to the spot.
Yeah,
Oh,
so then
no.
he's mad. He's like, I put my neck on the line. I vouched for you at the club, and then you didn't even show up.
Maria Bellows probably could seem like, I gotta have you work tonight.
That's
we need you to be
I
working
bet that
tonight.
is. She's like, I
Piper
need you
working.
here, and
She's
she,
like, I don't know
yeah.
about my concert with my boyfriend. I don't care about your concert. You gotta
Oh,
make
I
that
bet that's
money.
right. That sounds good. I like it.
Yeah, like there's got to be more of a reason to not
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Gotta go. It's half past. Can you have Lou call me a cab?
Listen, Jersey, you're not going anywhere. Not tonight. This place is out of control.
Lil, I told you I'm only working 2 hours.
Want to sing? Sing for them. These people drag their asses out here to see us. This is New York, and there's a line halfway around the block. That's something, Jersey, whether you believe it or not.
And if I go?
If you were going, you would have left by now.
But I think the ending is that she basically the same thing happens
Maybe
again.
she has
this
a
time
fight
she
with her
goes.
dad before the concert's supposed to
She-
happen, and that's
well,
when the
they-
dad
has
shows
the
up.
heart
They do have the
attack.
and she
conflict,
forgets.
right? They have the conflict where he does show up at the bar because he saw like a picture.
I bet that's
of-
what happens.
of
I
the
bet
bar,
her
and
in the
she's
she's
paper
supposed to be
or
going
something.
to the talent show, and then dad shows
Yeah.
up, and she has
that's
to
a whole
talk to
blow-up.
him, and
Yeah.
so she can't go.
It could be.
Why didn't you show up? My dad had a heart attack.
You don't understand.
couldn't.
Or that, yeah, maybe he does have a heart attack.
Could be. Yeah.
And all the regrets. She's being too selfish. She wasn't thinking about her family. She was putting too many things. And then I think there's a part where the dad's like, that's what you should have been doing, babe. You should have been putting yourself over. If I'm not going to be here forever, and you need to have your own life.
Live your dreams.
Live your dreams.
Don't let me hold you back.
Yep. Yep.
But you know I'm right. Now go dance on that bar.
We do.
The dad gives,
I really hope that's a
the
scene.
dad gives her a 20, like, slips into her G-string. Like, oh no,
gives her a wink and just disappears into the crowd. You're like, wait, what?
that's how we end the film. I don't know if I like this.
We do have to talk about the sex scene.
There's a sex
Ooh.
Oh, there's boobies in this movie.
Whoa.
Are we allowed to do this?
I don't
movie?
think we're allowed to say this on the podcast. That there's.
I remember this sex scene is
Wow.
weird. It's really weird, and that's why I remember
Can't
it.
fight the moonlight.
So it's the boyfriend's trying to help her with stage fright, and he has her come to like some like I don't know if it's like a record shop or something, but someplace that's closed, and so it's all dark. But they have all these standees of celebrities in there.
Weird.
So he sets them up like an audience in front of
Oh,
like a
sure.
stage, and like has her play, and like she starts like playing a song, and he's doing something, and it's kind of romantic, and then they just both get naked and just bone inside that place in front of all of these standees of people.
wow.
And it's like showing their faces.
And she's like, now
Marilyn
and she
Monroe
goes
gets to
from
see
yeah,
the
she goes from
goods.
stage fright to like exhibitionist right away.
Ooh.
She's like, I'm ready.
That's what breaks her shell.
yeah,
There it
Breaks
is.
out of her shell.
Oh,
Lose-
maybe
lose
that's
that-
when she starts getting up on the bar.
You lose that V card and things get wild.
She's
in a
like,
film.
I'm ready. Just get. I'm naked on. They're like, no, we don't do the naked part. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be naked.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I need to be naked. I need this.
Mia's like, okay, fine, Jesus.
He breaks the
Girl
glass.
knows what she wants.
Threatens her with a broken bottle. I'm doing it.
I think she took some steroids.
She's very buff and hairy.
I don't know what's
Does she
going
have a
on with her.
mustache?
Wait a minute.
Why does she have the mustache?
Bring in the stunt double.
Talking about
It's just a
Coyote
dead
Ugly.
guy.
Her hair is very thin.
My name's Coyote. Welcome to the Ugly.
That needs to be a line. Macho Man Randy Savage shows up.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Oh man,
I don't know what else. How does this movie wrap
I have to
up?
believe that she like becomes an actual
Yeah, she becomes a famous
singer-songwriter.
There's a guy in the audience. I heard your demo tape. We're gonna give you a record
Right,
contract.
yeah.
This always happens that way.
I got
it's
this
so
in
easy.
the mail.
I'm telling you, this movie wrote itself.
The boyfriend sends it to somebody. He's like, I'm too nervous
Ooh,
to send
maybe.
it Johnny Two Tones up in Platinum Records. And
Yeah.
he's like, you don't know unless you try. And then he like steals the cassette, sends it to
and
her.
it's like she gets that call. It's like, hey, girl, I heard your tape.
I like it a lot, babe.
Come audition for
Yeah.
me.
Every Hollywood producer of all time.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you're like, oh, girl, don't go. You know what's going to happen. Oh.
I like they said Johnny Two
Sexual
Tones
assault.
because it's Tommy Two Tones, and I thought of like the 8675309 song.
Perfect.
I was like, so he's gonna be producing it then.
Wait a minute, what?
Anything else we got from this film?
I don't know. I'm excited to watch this. I can't wait.
There's
This is gonna be
probably
a
other
good one.
couple ladies working at the bar we don't know.
There's gotta be.
There's
There's
gotta
like
be there's gotta be like the Spice Girl
crew.
mix of like a redhead, a blonde,
And Tyra Banks.
Well, there's
an
gonna
ethnic
be-
girl. Yeah.
There's gonna be 4 or 5 actors that were like, oh, they're in this movie.
Yeah, I'm sure the
Oh,
boyfriend's someone like
Tony Shalhoub.
He's been showing up in our movies lately.
I would love to see him in this. He's in the bar, just like, yes,
Yeah.
please turn it off.
I would like to see it. My name is Monk.
We
It's a
gotta do
jungle
some
out there.
Tony Shalhoub movies.
Yeah, there's like
There's a
4.
few.
There's
There's
like,
a few.
There's like 3.
Along came
Men in
Sideways?
Black.
What's the
we did Men in Black, too,
Where's the
yeah.
parrot one? What is the parrot one?
Oh, Polly?
Polly.
Oh.
I just
I
know
was
that
gonna say
cover.
Along Came Polly, but it's
I
just
just know
Polly.
that cover. I've never seen that film.
Yeah, I've never seen
Oh
it.
man, I saw that in the theater.
I saw the poster. I was like, "There's a bird. It's a big bird
Yeah.
on the poster."
I'm
What
pretty sure I
does
went
this tell me the movie?
saw that with my grandparents.
Why do I care about this big bird?
I can't even remember what happened.
What's this
in that
bird
movie.
about?
Yeah, who
Why
knows?
is this the star of this movie?
You know what? I have no idea what
This is
happened
what we
in that
saw
movie.
about Polly.
Yeah, like a Beverly Hills Chihuahua. I know what's going on with those Beverly Hills Chihuahuas.
Yeah, like it's a
You get
chihuahua
it.
in
Yeah.
Beverly Hills. I
but
get
this
it.
bird named Polly, I don't understand it.
This is just a bird in New Jersey.
I don't got it.
A Polly.
He was there during like Watergate and like his. We can say the tapes back. The missing minutes from the tapes.
We needed him for that 3
Your
second.
Honor, I'd like to call as our
5
next
minute.
witness, Polly the parrot.
I'm not a crook. Well, we see what we got wrong, and what we got right in part 2. Coyote.
I bet I can guess where you're from.
I'm about to get out my pepper spray.
Well, I reckon you're from a big city. And there's no sign from here of a belly button ring or a tongue piercing. I gotta go with Chicago.
Okay. I've never had anyone stare at my ass for half an hour, so I'm gonna say goodnight, and I'm hoping you're gonna say it back.
Okay. I can take a hint. I really do know a lot of people in the music business.
You just don't give up, do you?
Oh, it was a sweet and innocent thing. It did me in.
Good night, Kevin.
Just for the record, I was only staring at your ass for the first 15 minutes.
Welcome back to the Unbelievable podcast. We watch Coyote Ugly.
Did we talk about?
Oh!
I forgot. Yes. Okay. First of all, this is like what 3 weeks since we recorded.
It's
part
been.
one?
It's been a minute.
You just reminded me of the fact that they got their money's worth out of that song. They played it like 4 times.
They played it 4, possibly 5
Plus
if you
possibly.
count it.
God.
Yes.
Because it fades out and fades back into the same song. So if you want, I don't know if you want to count that as 1 or 2.
They used it as a gag too. There was
Well, that's me.
the movie's calling.
Jerry Bruckheimer's ears are burning.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we just did Beverly Hills.
So they
Howard
even used it
Bruckheimer.
as a joke too, when they were like, someone said some line and then they just threw out like, "Unbelievable." Ow! But yes, Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah.
He's on this.
We just did Beverly Hills Cop. Now we're coming into
He's
Coyote
covering
Ugly.
all of his ground. He's trying to make as many movies as he can, make as much money as possible.
And it worked. He's like a gajillionaire now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pirates of the Caribbean's right around the corner. That's going to cement him
Oh boy, oi, oi.
into making all of the money.
But he already had like The Rock and
The Ring?
Dwayne Johnson?
No, the movie The Rock.
Yeah, but the Pirates movie made all the money.
That's true. That's true. But he's already making.
Yeah, he was doing fine.
And if we admit, if we're
He
honest,
was doing fine, and then he was doing extra fine.
Yeah, he was doing extra fine.
And if we're honest, The Rock is not a Bruckheimer movie; it's a Bay movie.
But
Like-
it's a produce.
Oh, anyway, it's produced by, but
And
when
Michael
you
Bay
have
is
an
in-
auteur director like that, it's
Jerry
no longer a
Bruckheimer's name
Bruckheimer
is.
movie.
It's on there first. I
Michael
think.
Bay is in Coyote Ugly.
What?
He plays one of the photographers.
What? Really?
Who
Oh.
takes the photo of her at the bar that John Goodman sees.
Oh man,
Oh, okay. I didn't notice. Yeah,
yeah, I didn't catch that at all.
I forgot what he
Michael
looks
Bay
like.
taking photos of a scantily clad young woman
Classic.
How? Typecast.
Get that man a movie contract.
Oh boy.
Can we first acknowledge
Acknowledge whatever you want.
rest in peace for the worst Jersey accent I've ever heard in my life?
For whom?
For the best friend.
Oh. I like that actress, though.
I love that actress.
Yeah.
I love her. She's in Ever After, which is one of my favorite movies. But yeah, I would say that was a horrible Jersey accent.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
I don't care.
Oh, are
be
you
honest.
kidding me? You guys didn't even. Okay,
I didn't even think about
Wow.
it, but you're right.
It was bad.
I don't care anymore.
Brad doesn't even remember.
No, I remember. I just don't like have that finicky thing about accents in life anymore. It's like, you're
Brad's
doing
over there
something.
watching Dick Van
got
Dyke.
pandemic
I
fatigue
bet
over
someone
here.
can sound like that.
It's like Dick
Someone
Van
out there
Dyke's
can
accent
sound
was
like that.
Fine and Mary Poppins.
Chum chumity chum chumity chum chum chum.
That's what they sound like, says Brad.
as Lockie can do. That's pretty
That
good.
sounds good.
That's a really good,
said good.
really good Dick Van
Not
Dyke.
bad.
Oh my
The Dick Van Dyke is a good
boy.
accent.
What?
Before we get into going, you got more
Yeah.
to say? You want a little bit more?
No, I just want to say that was the worst Jersey accent.
Oh,
ever.
okay. That was
it. Okay, we going to part 3?
part 3 after this one.
Is that all the time I got?
No.
That's it. Clock's out.
I was just going to go through the film and what we got right and what we got
Yeah,
wrong.
let's do it.
All right. It isn't overtly that she is Christian, but she does have like a cross on her thing.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
moments where they joke about losing their virginity, so she's not like this like pure person.
Okay.
Her and the friend do. They joke about how like their first times were bad or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Just to like get
Interesting.
that, like we've been around the block. They just get rid of that all the way. But she does have a cross on, so there is that. And then they play it up even more because like every person at the Coyote Ugly has a character that their thing is. So there's like a badass girl and like a Russian girl.
You got to find your
She's
niche.
the kindergarten teacher.
Wait, so you're saying she's like a religious character?
I thought she was in the part 1.
Oh.
So this is the part in the podcast where we see what we got right and what we got wrong.
Oh, do we
So-
actually have to do
so
that?
You said in part...
Wait.
part 1 that she
It's
was
been a
religious.
while.
It's been a while.
Okay. I don't think you said I said in part 1 this.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
She had a cross.
We were also trying
I'll give you that.
In part 1, we were also trying to figure out who the boyfriend is.
Yeah, he's a nobody.
It's not Aaron
Nobody
Eckhart, and it's not...
No.
Who's the other guy? I think I wrote him down during part 1 for once.
He's Australian.
Scott Speedman.
He's not, no.
It is Adam Garcia.
Random Australian boy.
Yeah.
With an Australian accent.
Yep.
And
She falls
he's
in
The
love with
mysterious
him
past.
only done like...
pretty hard.
He hasn't done a lot of films.
No.
No.
He did not look familiar.
Mm-mm.
Did not know that guy.
No. He liked looking at her butt, though. That was a moment in the film where he's like being followed her home. She's like, "You've been looking at my butt for the last 30 minutes."
Yeah.
And he was like, "What?"
He's like,
What?
what's that?
He's like, you're not wrong?
Yeah, but what?
But was I? I mean, I'm kind of interested in you.
He's like asking himself. He's like, wait, was I? Wait.
Some New York in this film. You get to see the
New
the bridge,
York
the Golden
City.
Gate Bridge. Is that New York?
Yes.
What was the
Famous New York Golden Gate.
How many bridges are there going in and out of New York? Several?
This is a
Just
definitely
the one?
3, 4,
there's-
5?
There's quite a few.
There's probably like 4.
There's this one from Annie Hall that's used in this movie like 3 or 4 times. You also get to see the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Poor taste movie. Why?
Wow.
Yeah.
The movie came
Come
out.
on.
The movie came out in 2000.
Come out a year later.
Come on.
They should go back and digitally erase those, you know?
Well, didn't Spider-Man had to do that.
For the trailer,
Came out.
they just
Oh.
stopped playing the trailer where that happened.
Oh, because it was a trailer moment.
Mm-hmm.
What do you-
There's a scene where he like catches a helicopter in between the Twin Towers. And they just
I
got rid of
see.
it.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I got right or wrong. I just have notes.
It's okay. That's okay.
I mean, I feel like the
Yeah.
major beats we got right. Like, she
I mean,
meets the
there-
girls in
Yeah.
the diner.
And the beats we didn't get right, we could have guessed. Like she moves into a place and immediately gets robbed.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
like the classic like New York fish out of water thing that happens.
Was she moving into a place that was already trash?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I think that's just typical.
Is that
the idea is like
Yeah.
it's just you move. You can afford like the shitty apartment.
Mhm. You
so.
move into the Joe's apartment.
Yeah.
That's all you
That
get.
was Joe's apartment.
when you go into New York.
Evicted, didn't he? It's a few years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she gets robbed anyway. Whatever.
Yeah, make it even shittier.
Mm-hmm.
I was so confused by that whole bit because she moves to New York to
Yep.
pursue her plans.
Yep.
Yes, to be a songwriter.
Was it her friend that gave her a wad of cash that she didn't really want to take?
Yeah. And
Okay.
and the wad of cash got stolen.
The wad of cash got stolen. What was her backup plan?
Backup? What kind of place is this, Andy? Who has backup
What are you
plans?
what are you talking
Jesus.
about?
She said she didn't want the cash from her friend, but then the cash got stolen and she suddenly had no cash.
All of her stuff got stolen.
Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, I feel like her plan was always
Is
just
this
to
just
like
a cash
be
world?
struggling, but
Am
she felt extra bad because
Mm-hmm.
like all the cash her friend gave her was gone too.
it's not really built up like what her like real plan is. Like how many months rent does she have? Does she know anybody there? Is she going in like
She just like moved there with like
She-
no
yeah,
job.
I mean, she does
and
the classic.
was-
Gets off like again. It was like the gets off the bus in L.A. with stars in her eyes, but it's like gets off the what?
yeah.
the train
Hour and
from
a half.
New Jersey.
It doesn't feel like she needs to live there to be doing what she's doing, which is just soliciting her tape to record executives.
I'll say no, but at the same time, it is like such a classic thing to be like, you have to actually be there. Like I think they even meant she even says that in this movie. Like her dad's like, why do you need to move there? And
Yeah.
she's just like, you have to actually be there to be in it, or something like that.
boy.
It's like, oh boy,
No.
come on, girl.
Not true.
And her thing is that to overcome, she has stage fright.
Yes,
That's her one
which
big
she got from her mom because
Achilles
it's
heel.
something you inherit.
It's sexually transmitted, Andy.
It's sexually transmitted.
My mom has the stage fright gene.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm a carrier.
You get inherited. It's on your mother's side, like
All
baldness.
you need to do is just take an antifungal. Okay? It'll clear it up in like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be the front person of the thing, but no one else will listen to her tape. Australian boy gets her like a set to do. She turns that down, like we called in part one.
Yeah.
We call that like
She goes,
what was happening.
and you even called that
perfectly.
it's because she goes to work.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about like when she randomly shows up at like a open mic night.
Yeah.
Gets thrown on, and then she just like can't do it because she thinks people are laughing at her.
Mm-hmm.
But then people were heckling her like really hard for no reason.
Yeah, there was some.
I was like, what is this? Like
Andy,
a
it's
trash
New
heckle
York,
bar?
baby. Sink or
Give her a
swim.
chance.
And also, like, I get that stage fright is a thing that I don't have and won't understand, but who cares if it's like 6 people at a bar?
Yeah.
Sing a song and fail.
Yeah.
Just fail at what you're doing. It's fine.
I mean, honestly, just go do karaoke for a second. You'll figure it out.
which is how she wins back her position at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like doing
Doing
karaoke.
karaoke
And she
night.
becomes
She's
like
just-
the karaoke singer of the bar.
That's her niche.
She's not even singing like original songs. She's not even singing over instrumental tracks. She's
No.
literally singing over somebody already singing. And that's
Well,
her
that gets into
thing
the
in
ending,
bar.
which is really confusing. And I got questions for that.
I can't wait to get there. But we have plenty to talk
There's so
about
much to
between
hit
us.
on.
Brad, please tell us about what
You want me to go into it right now?
I mean,
might as
if,
well.
if it's not,
You have something?
if there's,
Oh
if
my
there's
gosh.
a better way to get
So,
to it,
there's
because
there's
oh
a
my Lord.
scene cut. It was cut from the theatrical version, from what I understand. But
Okay.
the version we watch and you were going to watch if you ever watched Coyote Ugly. For whatever reason, they set up a scene where there's an all-star team of Coyote people from the Uglies, Coyote Uglies, going to a baseball game. It's maybe for charity. It's just like a built-up like annual thing that they have versus another bar. The bar is a bunch of like old sloppy drunk dudes with like beer guts, and you don't really see like anyone else on the team of the Coyote Uglies, and you don't see anyone
No,
else
as
on the
far as
team
I know,
of
there's
the
like
other.
only 5 people on the team.
Yeah. They don't have enough people to make a full
No.
baseball team. And why does it happen? I don't know.
Oh, my God.
The scene doesn't further anybody's story, doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
The blonde foreign girl that works for the Coyote Ugly team is going up to bat, and she gets a signal from Maria Bello, the Coyote Ugly owner, to start stripping. In order to distract the other team for some reason.
Oh my God.
And
It's so clear why it was cut, because you're right. It literally does absolutely nothing for this movie. It was straight up
Wait,
just
so we saw
gratuitous
this,
ad.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is actually cut from the real movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The scene was like
We had
nothing.
like the unrated version or
the
whatever.
scene added nothing.
There's so many gratuitous shots of just boobs and butts and hair.
Yeah.
And like this weird fat pitcher guy who's just like the scummiest looking dude. He's like getting,
he plays a cop in
Yeah.
like a whole bunch of other stuff. It's really funny.
and he gets a boner, which means he can't throw a baseball. Oh, I got a boner.
Yeah, I was like, what is the problem? If she strips, baseball is not a timed game. First of all, so
Yeah.
it like doesn't work. So if she strips, you're just waiting, I guess, and then she's naked, and then you still get a chance to throw the ball, I guess.
They had to do the classic Michael Bay shots where they pan around the pitcher dude while he's just like sweating profusely or like licking his lips like, oh my god.
The only way the scene would have worked,
Ugh.
and this still doesn't add to or tie into the actual story, is if like she used it as a diversion in the middle of a hit and someone else
Yep.
is running the home.
Right, yeah. And
That's
like
how
they
it would've
they miss a
worked.
catch or something because
But
they're looking
then
at her.
I
That
don't know
makes
how you
sense.
tie it into the story.
Or if there were stakes to the baseball game.
Hey, they doubled the bet.
That's how you tie
Tripled the bet. You don't know what the bet is.
the bar is on the line.
Is it?
No, it's in the middle.
No, apparently the bet was $200 because they win $600.
Okay.
What the? Okay,
don't
the
know.
only thing from that scene that I really enjoyed was when she takes off her baseball shorts to reveal a slightly tighter pair of the exact same shorts underneath, and that was hilarious. I absolutely love that.
And right before the big moment of seeing her like hit a home run off this guy's boner ball, they cut away. You don't have to see
don't
the
even
home
get to
run.
see it, they
It's
just
just like
him
they
paying
win.
her.
It's
Yep.
like she's about to swing. They cut. Everyone's hooray!
Yeah.
Like what? We didn't get to see you win the game.
Oh my god.
It was just a short scene.
Why
of
is this
just,
scene in a
It was a
film?
short scene of just one hit in a baseball game.
There are several exploitation scenes. I'm gonna go out and say that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Where just like Piper Parabo is just changing for no reason. She's on the phone, and then
Yes.
and then there's like, okay, it's like a faraway shot, and she's talking to like the Australian guy on the phone. It's like, okay, I get it. She's changing. She's doing her own thing, and then they push in for like a gratuitous crotch shot.
Yes.
And I'm like,
So,
you just took
okay.
away all the tease.
But also, the shot that you're talking about, like early on with her just like undressing and you see her like changing her pants, she's like undressing. It's supposed to be sexy, but she's also talking to her dad at the same time.
Oh,
which
it's
is
her
really
dad she's talking
weird.
to.
You're not
I'm like,
wrong.
don't make a sexy scene with your dad. That's like very.
Yep.
That's you got daddy issues now.
Yeah.
Oh, I think there's daddy issues all over this place.
I think so. Well, yeah. I mean, the mom died, so.
So, I should say, so in part one, we thought he had a heart attack, but he gets hit like
He just
by
gets in a car
bus?
crash.
Oh, yeah, like a car crash. That's right.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, what? That was unexpected.
It's also unexpected because the whole movie is predicated on like her being around to help her dad eat better.
Yes, 'cause
so
he
in my
has
brain,
health
I just
issues.
made that connection naturally.
You made the correct, correct connection there, and then he's just like, you
I
know
was in a
what?
car
It
accident.
should have been
Car
like a
accident,
diabetic
yeah.
related
What-
thing or something.
Yeah, or like heart condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, he just gets in a car accident. Okay.
I just looked at my notes and I wrote, "What happened at the end of the baseball game?" Like, where was that supposed to go?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea.
Oh, no.
The bar is literally on fire the first night she goes in there. They they commit arson where they just throw alcohol all over the bar, light a match, and start dancing in the flames.
Yeah.
You're right.
that's true.
You're right.
And like everyone in the bar is like cheering, like, "Hey!" And you're like, "There's fire everywhere! What are you doing?
Is this safe?
There's so much fire!"
It's like, go up
Have you ever
there.
been like close to like a campfire or like a bonfire? It's so hot.
Oh.
I went to a
God.
Rammstein concert and I was just
Du
15
hast.
feet away from the stage and I had to look away every
Oh,
time
yeah.
a flame shot up because it was so hot.
These
And I
people
was
are
15 feet away.
cheering it on and making
were
it
all
happen.
about it.
The shots are always like below waist, above waist, below waist, above waist. There's never the people on the bar actually ever doing the dancing.
Yeah, that's true.
Get those stunt doubles in there. Get those dance doubles.
I think it was like
Yeah.
show more legs, I guess, or show more.
Nah, they just had professional people come in and do
Yeah,
the dancing.
I'm confident just because,
Yeah.
they didn't have the actual actors doing dancing. They just had them up
Oh, well,
there.
I guess I mean
take
like the
shot.
full shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
than swapping the dance double for the feet.
You want to talk about Tyra Banks and how her prominence in the movie poster very much overstates how much she is in the film.
I didn't initially want to talk about that, but that's a great point. She's like not really in the movie.
She's introduced as leaving. That's like
Yeah.
her introduction is.
It's like
I'm
a
leaving the
replacement.
bar. Bye. Yeah, and like
It's like they're like Piper Perabo might be replacing her. I think
guess.
is what they're doing.
sort of.
But then she comes back a little bit later because she had time off from her supermodel career.
It seems like there's a lot of
Shoot a couple
turnover
extra
at this
scenes.
bar anyway. Like there's always
Let's
people
talk
coming in and
about
out.
that.
Please. let's
First
talk
of
about
all, is drinking on the job generally a good idea? They're
No.
encouraged to drink on the job.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that there's a scene where they all pour gallons and gallons of water on themselves and then have to work
Fire
a
hose.
shift just soaked?
Right?
Yeah,
You're
that
gonna,
is
like, that's gonna
miserable.
how's that
Your
work?
underwear is
Oh my
wet.
God,
Your
that's
socks
gonna
are
be-
wet.
I hate that feeling. Like, I'm not. I don't
gross,
know.
it's
I
sticky.
would hate to work completely soaked for
Yes.
the rest of my shift.
If someone orders a water, they bring out the fire hose, which is just them using the bar spritzer thing, whatever,
Yeah.
just shooting water everywhere.
Bar gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
It's miserable.
I don't think it would be enjoyable to work at this bar.
I
for very
appreciate that they at
long.
least give you the canon explanation of like how to not just get wasted on your shift, because the whole point is like, oh, customer buys you a shot, you say yes, because then you're selling more
Double
booze.
the
Yeah, you're
booze,
selling
yeah.
double the booze, but obviously you just can't be like smashed.
Yeah.
So you just spit that, you chase it with the beer, but you
Right.
spit the liquor back in the
beer,
beer
yeah.
bottle.
Handy trick.
Right.
I learned something from this movie. That's not, I mentioned this in part one. I already learned this lesson
Yeah. No. That's a smart way of
for
doing
all the
it.
time I worked in bars. Wait,
But would John from Bar Rescue shut this down?
he would
or would he be
go-
okay with this?
It's doing good money.
it's pulling it. Yeah, I don't know, it's pulling in money.
There are too many people in there, and the fire. That's why the fire department comes to try to.
He'd probably be like really mad
break it
about
up,
how
but-
much booze they're spilling all over the counter.
Seems
all the
like a
time.
lot of booze
That's
you're
a
wasting.
lot of wasted booze.
It's a lot.
Absolutely, he'd be upset about that.
Yeah. I think just overall, I don't know if this bar would really survive.
And like,
The
do they
wasted
serve
alcohol.
food?
It's a real place. There's like 7 of these.
Oh, there's a bunch
things.
of
Oh
them now.
my
Yeah.
God.
I tell you,
Yeah.
the one in Nashville is huge. It's enormous.
Was this like a thing before the movie?
That's
or
what I actually meant
after?
to look that up and try to see.
Yeah, I think there was an article in like 1993 about the Coyote Ugly, and that's what like prompted this movie to get made.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was the thinnest premise of Bruckheimer's like, we need a sexy teen movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
This- 'cause
I
this
think it's probably
movie-
loosely tied to something because this barely even.
This
has a
movie
plot,
feels
to
like
be
it was
honest.
assembled out of parts, like leftover movie parts on a shelf.
I
That's
would
what
agree.
this movie
I can
feels
explain
like.
it to
That's
you.
how I felt.
Yeah.
There are 8 writers to this film.
Oh
One of
my
them being Kevin
God.
Smith.
I believe that.
The original writer has the credit. Kevin Smith says the script they ended with and what they started with, 2 different films.
I believe that, yeah.
Like what she wrote isn't what you saw. Like, but she still gets full credit for the film.
Oh, interesting. It was very generic.
Because in
as a movie.
my mind, the Coyote Ugly movie is supposed to be like maybe like female empowerment, like go out and get it, girls.
Yeah.
But then there's just like so much male gaze all over the film.
It is.
So I think it's a clash between like where we are now in this generation, where it's like women don't want to be gawked at, obviously, and they don't want to be looked at like that. But then back then, it was kind of about being like more free and open about your body and like being
I mean, at
more
the same
comfortable in
time,
your body. And so it's I
we
feel
do
like it might be
see-
kind of a clash between those two.
We do see a very strong push to view sex work as something that can be empowering for women, though, because it is them kind of taking control back of their sexuality again, which is really good. I think this movie would have benefited greatly from a female director. I think is what because I think Brad's exactly right.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, I would
movie
agree.
could have been really good like that, but it does just fall into just way too much male gaze for it to be taken seriously at its premise. Like, I'm not going
Yeah.
to believe that this movie's trying to say the characters almost basically like directly state that a couple of times when they're trying to convince her why that she should be there or do this stuff, and like when she talks to her dad. And then you're like, the movie just subverts its own message by just being like, "Oh, check out the ladies, bro."
Yep. It definitely
feels
has
like
feet in both
It
doors.
means the movie feels like a dude trying to convince a woman to do these things for him, but like for sleazy reasons. That's what this movie ends up feeling like, and it's just uncomfortable.
And then the owner of the restaurant comes out like yelling at him for being a bad chef, and like prepares.
Because
You're the chef.
because he kind of plays
Damn."
along at first too. He's
Yeah,
like,
she's
"Oh,
like, yes,
cool."
I am Mr. Record Executive.
Yeah. He plays along, and then the guy comes out and says like get your apron and all that, and I think she says something like she feels like she was like made a fool.
Yeah.
So he starts chasing after her.
They have that 30-minute walk home where he looks at her butt the whole time.
Or at least she's claiming. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't believe
they didn't really
him.
show us enough.
There's
to,
like 5
to
or
tell.
6 parts where I'm like, that's a Kevin Smith line.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith wrote that line about the butt. He wrote that butt line.
You're probably not wrong.
And she goes back later to get the tape from him because I guess it's her last tape. I don't know.
Because her apartment got robbed and they took all her demos.
It's
all her
Airhead
stuff.
all
Airheads
over again.
all over again. Yeah.
It's all over.
And then he gives back to her. She says he listened to it and it's really good. And he keeps trying to push her to go for a date.
Yep.
And eventually she says yes down the road. Maybe he
What
comes
was
to
the
the
reason
bar
for
later.
not wanting to go on a date with him in the first
She's
place?
just playing hard to
she had
get.
to focus
I think.
on her songwriting
Yeah.
career, Andy.
Comic book 1.
Hey, Kevin Smith.
And I'm like, Kevin Smith, he's so much Kevin Smith.
He's nerdy.
You wanted to make this guy super nerdy. He can't just
Now
be
I see it.
a handsome, like, Australian man. He also has to be a nerd. Thanks a lot.
He's an everyman.
Which later he ends up giving to the club owner to get her a gig to play on the stage that she doesn't show up at. And later in the movie, somehow she knew that happened and gives the comic book back to him, even though there's no way she could have known that guy did that. So, I mean...
I didn't even realize that. That was a hole.
I'm still trying to understand it.
I fell in that hole.
Yeah. So he trades away that comic
Yeah.
to the
There's not even an
owner.
offhanded line like, I know what you did. It's just like she just gives it to him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
She just found out.
How did she find out? She found off screen somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's
Well,
also,
they got the coordinates of the Death Star.
when they're on the rocks, there's a moment where like the Australian guy is showing a girl like the apartment that he's at to like rent it to her or sell
Yeah,
it to her or
like,
something.
moving.
And like she's just in the background like watching the scene for some reason, so she know that happens and she makes that assumption, but like we as an audience don't have that set up at all.
Well, she was going to like say sorry or something to him,
Yeah.
and that's when she sees him showing the apartment and thinks that he's got a date over, but it's really just him being like, "Hey, you want to
Right.
rent my apartment?" Because he's just gonna,
Right.
He's
It's just
like,
a lot of misunderstandings.
he's like,
Yeah.
she was the
Working.
only thing
that
keeping
works
me
in like
this
a
city.
romantic comedy.
I guess.
It's just a misunderstanding,
It's
so
just-
it
it's just
doesn't
not
mean that there's
set
like a
up.
major problem.
and it just felt unnecessary. Like,
background.
they're already upset. You don't need to make them upset again. Like, it's not like they were on the verge of reconciling. Like, she just kind of on a whim.
They also
decides
never
to go.
confront that problem.
No.
So
They don't.
I don't
It's
know
just
why
the comic book
in
back,
there.
and then he's like, "Nah, we're
Yeah.
good."
Maybe she just like thought she missed her opportunity.
maybe.
I think she's mad at him because she's going out with that hot blonde. I think she's some hot, cougar.
Yeah,
Gets
she
her
was
mitts
all
in
about.
her. Yeah.
That guy got blown.
Oh yeah, that dude.
That guy got blown.
He even
had
like
a night.
He even like jokes. I use jokes in quotations, but I think he did get blown
He
by
got
that
blown. He
girl.
got blown. I wrote it in my notes. That guy got blown.
I'll be digging the nails in my back for a week or something. He says.
Yeah.
But she's happy about it that he's just like this big sleaze. I don't know.
I don't know. It was
I don't know
fun for
what's
her
going
to do
on.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think she cares what had happened.
The woman who purchased me is named Sandy Rosenfeld, a divorcee with 3 grown kids, a passion for long walks and short-haired hunting dogs and Italian opera. Her ex-husband is a CPA, her favorite artist is Van Gogh, and her New Year's resolution is to lose 15 pounds and to see Barbara in concert.
Okay, I owe you. What do you want?
Well, it's 3:30 in the morning. I want what every man wants. Breakfast.
And the very vivid scene that Andy Hubert got in part 1 where they bing bong in front
Oh,
of
the standees.
Okay.
Bill Clinton and
That guy
Madonna.
must have spent
Or,
$600 in standees
Yeah.
just to get laid.
There's so many of them.
He spent $600 in standees to get laid.
Look, you like.
it worked.
Hey,
It did. I
it's
was
New
like,
York.
I was
That's
like,
how
I need
you-
to buy more standees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think in part 1 I was like, I thought he took her to like a record store or something, or like a movie store, somewhere where they would have a lot of standees. But you're right, no, like
No, he
it's
just
just this
bought the
place
record
that has a
store
lot of
standees.
standees. Like, why do you, bro? Like, I like how the idea. He's like, oh, I definitely got these for you. I definitely don't just hang out with my standees at home without
Exactly.
by myself.
I got to say, my supervisor has a standee in her office.
Yeah.
Of who?
Of Michael
Sheen.
Hutchins. Michael Hutchins, the In Excess lead singer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just got a thing for him.
Interesting.
Sure.
But anyway, the standee's really funny every time I come in. She even put a mask on him. So he's wearing a
That's pretty good.
a
Gotta
mask.
stay, gotta
I
stay
don't
COVID
think he's
compliant.
actually the right size though, because I'm almost as tall as him, and his body shape just
Could be
doesn't
just,
look
you
quite
know,
right.
Oh.
Prince was like 4 feet tall.
I know. I was like,
His
this
standee
guy's
wouldn't
waist
even
must
be
have
able to see
been
his
tiny.
standee.
Well, actually, that leads into another thing, a tangent. A friend went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and saw Elvis Presley's leather jacket from early on, and they were like, I think this is like a woman's medium or something. They said it was tiny.
tiny?
It was really small.
Interesting.
Are you saying that fat Elvis was actually skinnier than I think he is?
I was saying skinny Elvis was skinnier than you think he is.
The body double. She gets a body double.
Yeah,
It
she
shows
does.
boobs several times.
I know,
And I'm
yeah.
like, what rating? What was this movie rated? PG-13? Okay. All right.
It was PG-13?
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Well, it was before that they maybe switched it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually, well, and I
It,
think,
it was
actually,
pre-Janet Jackson boob, I think.
I believe the
Oh, it was.
the nudity
That was
was actually
2004.
not in the theatrical release.
that was in our
That
unrated
was something
version.
that is.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks,
added to the
Andy.
Way to ruin it, Andy.
Or way to help us. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
don't know. It wasn't
just wanted
hers,
to help
that's for sure.
explain. Yeah.
Because it's just straight up, it's a body double, like
Yeah.
through and through. It's like, this is not Piper Parabo. I kind of want to talk about the third act rise a little bit.
Yeah. When the dad.
When she buys the MacBook. She buys an iMac. Like,
Oh.
like a MacBook Pro
Yeah,
or whatever.
okay.
Power book.
And she's also like getting into like playing music. She's writing like the main song.
Yep.
She's upstairs. She's up in the roof, like writing the song. She looks across the building, and there's African American gentleman dancing
Yeah.
his heart out, and she starts to like play like rappy beat music. And I'm like,
I thought it
cultural
was kind of
appropriation? Are you just like
Maybe.
stealing culture? Is this like a commentary on like music throughout the ages, or just like white people keep stealing?
I don't know. I don't know.
African American, because it kind of happened.
I like the idea.
I kind of liked the scene a little bit. I like the dancing. It was a lot like Rear Window, I felt.
It was kind of Rear
Felt that
Window.
way.
Yeah.
You think it's cultural
I
appropriation
think
that
it's
she
like-
was rapping?
I think it's like white people stealing the
She's
blues
like,
back in like
she's
the
like, what if
40s
I
and
tried
30s.
the raps?
Yeah. I had some like flashbacks.
A rap.
Is that a
rippy, rip, rap, and rap?
what's the Julia Stiles film where she's like where she's like crunking in the ballet universe?
You think Step Up?
Step Up.
No, is it stand up?
Stomp the Yard?
Stomp the yard.
There's a Julia Stiles movie where she's like hip hop. She's like a professional
Save the
ballerina.
Last Dance.
I think is that what it is? I think it might be it.
It might be, actually.
might be
It
it.
is
Yeah.
Save the Last
Yeah,
Dance.
where she
you're
like
right.
a, she,
Nailed
where
it.
she like
She
a
does her
culturally
whole, like,
appropriates.
yeah, she does like her
Nailed
own
it. The
hip hop dance with the chair, and yeah, it's funny we're watching that dance now because you're just like, that's not
forgot about
good
that.
for a dance.
Yeah,
Like,
in the 2000s, like you get away with it, but like
now it hasn't aged well.
Two worlds collided, and they will never.
But that's how she steals her song.
Yeah.
From that hip hop dance guy,
But who wrote this song?
Leanne Rimes.
Because Leanne Rimes is in this movie.
Yeah.
She does all the singing for Piper
wrote-
Parabo.
She shows
Okay,
up a few times.
What's the song again?
Can't Fight the Moonlight. Is that the one, or did she sing another one too?
Well, so here's the thing. I never knew that's what she was saying in that line.
I said it in part one a couple times. I snuck it in
man.
Never knew that was the actual words. How does the song go?
there. Can't fight the moonlight. Ba-na-na, ba-na-na, you know, and you know. Can't fight the moonlight.
Don't you know? Yeah, okay.
Kind of has a soundtrack.
So
got one.
that song, she wrote that song and then gave it to record producers, but then Leanne Rimes is in the movie and she wrote the song.
Oh.
So who wrote the song?
She wrote the song? I thought she was just performing because the whole point was that she wanted to be a
she's like putting
songwriter.
together
All right.
that song.
We're getting a little bit meta here
Oh,
with Amy
boy.
Okay,
Moldenhauer.
she put together that song.
Andy, that's called producing the song versus
and she
writing
gave that
the
to a
song.
record producer.
Are you mad that Leanne Rimes didn't get credit in the film for writing
I'm
the
mad
song?
that Leanne Rimes showed up in the movie if she also wrote the song. And then the lead character's like, ladies and gentlemen, Leanne Rimes.
So not
and I was
only-
like, she knew all along Leanne Rimes existed and wrote this song?
So not only does she culturally appropriate it, she plagiarizes it from Leanne Rimes.
Clearly.
But then she gave it back to Leanne Rimes. It's all right.
She did.
It's
Yeah,
safe.
which is-
We're okay.
Ladies and
Sold it
gentlemen,
back to you.
Leanne Rimes.
And Leanne Rimes shows up at the bar at the end,
She
and everyone
does.
dances.
This is a whole vehicle
Even though she was
for
like
Leanne
16
Rimes.
at the time or something. I was
entire
like, they would
thing.
never have let her in that bar.
She writes that song in GarageBand or whatever. Gets that
Yeah.
iMac, she's ready to go.
She did. Yeah.
2000s, baby.
Was that when those colorful iMacs were coming out?
Yeah.
At the time?
That's the one she gets.
Yep.
I just am so confused by that. Like, why they would include Leanne Rimes in this?
They had to show her
Like, maybe
being
they
a
could have just
successful songwriter.
had the main character write a different song. I don't know. It was confusing. It was interesting.
That's
it was
I
good.
think the tag for the entire movie. It was confusing. It was interesting.
There were some
I don't
interesting
know.
moments that didn't make sense that were confusing.
I did have to laugh at the scene when John Goodman comes in and sees her in the bar because like he just happens to walk in like while she's doing like a whole wet t-shirt bit, and I was just like,
Yep. Well, that was the
choice.
soaking.
Yeah, exactly.
The soaking.
The soaking.
The soaking. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that I was like, oh my god, this would be so
How do you finish
uncomfortable.
your
I was
shift
like putting
after that?
myself in their position. Like,
Yeah.
how would you feel to have to work there and just dump? I mean, water all over yourself just constantly.
Yeah,
and they were having like other scenes happening in the foreground, and so like they were technically extras, so they were just constantly continuing to dump more water on themselves.
Yeah.
and I was like, when does this end?
I was laughing because I'm like, oh no, it's the whole point is that wow, her dad caught her doing this crazy thing, but I was also like, I don't know. I think I'd also feel really weird if I saw a family member while I was at work. I was like, why are you here? Don't watch me work. This is my place.
Yeah, especially that.
Also, Maria Bello has her rules. Can't bring her boyfriend in here.
John Goodman's not her boyfriend.
I'm just saying, she's got rules. Mixing business and...
No dads wasn't on that rule.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's true. I mean...
Got to amend those rules.
The dad ends up dating like a hottie at the end, though. John Goodman gets like the number one nurse.
He does, yeah.
And then he dances on the table.
Oh yeah, with his diabetes.
With his car accident.
Yeah.
Hip.
John
the wedding
Goodman
scene
wasn't quite looking the way I remembered.
He's got like some
looked
really
he kind of
dramatic scenes.
He didn't cut his hair at all.
His performance was
This
really
movie.
good.
He was good.
I like
He's
his
always
performance a lot.
consistently good.
Yeah.
You get where he's coming from. You get his.
You feel like he
tough
really
exterior.
cares. Like if he feels like one of the only people in this movie that truly cares, like more than just like a surface level. I should act like I care.
Yeah.
So,
But then he just turns into full comic relief at the end.
yes,
So.
Yeah.
that's true.
I liked his Hawaiian shirt at the end. It was fun. He was having fun.
Oh man, this movie. Is...
I wish he had more of a character though. He's really
Right,
only in
yeah, I
like,
wanted
3
more
scenes
of
because
him.
it was like, I'm moving from you, Dad. I won't see you for a while. You show up at my work randomly. You come back later.
You
with the
see
girl.
him at the toll booth.
At the toll booth.
You see his
You're
work
right,
a little bit.
you're
You see him
right. I
at the
forgot about those
wedding.
scenes. You're
I
right.
did like the bit when he just
Yeah, I
like
guess
takes
he has
off
a
from the
bigger
toll
part than
booth
I
too. He's
remember.
just like, my daughter's got a gig.
I guess I'm just saying I wish I had more of John.
You want more Goodman?
Yeah,
I want more
gotta have
Goodman
more
in this
Goodman.
movie.
This movie's a great time capsule of the year it was made. This is one of
Oh
those
my God,
movies
bucket
that
hats?
is just
Bucket
my
hats
God.
were taken off, or maybe dying. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
one of
Unbelievable came out in like '92, and they just used it for this movie like 5
Yeah.
times. For I don't,
Bringing
that
it back.
But
doesn't
I'm
make
thinking of
sense.
like that new Radical song.
You gotta get what you give.
That guy's wearing a bucket hat the entire thing, and that came out in 2000.
Isn't there a song that a real band sings that's a popular song at some point in the film? Like they're on stage, Simple Plan or something.
Oh man. Oh shoot.
You know what I'm talking about?
Do they go to a concert?
Yeah, well, there's a concert in like the background.
Yeah, they have the band like
before
in the
she's
movie
about to
'cause she's
perform
in a-
or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were playing like some kind of like Goo Goo Dolls song or something like that, or it was one of those '90s type bands.
Oh, I forgot about the cameo in the bar was Johnny Knoxville. I remember
Oh,
seeing
yeah,
him. I was like,
really?
wait a minute.
There's another guy
Yeah.
too from Jackass, Chris something, Chris
I
Wilde.
just thought
Chris
it's
Wilde.
Knoxville, but it's actually going through this trivia is hilarious based on what we've said because like there's a bit. Kevin Smith apparently revealed that the bit about Adam Garcia's character being in the comic books was like one of the few things that he didn't contribute to this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, nope, that wasn't me.
Interesting.
So, but also it explains what a Coyote Ugly is, which we were trying to figure out in part 1, I believe, which is
Maria
apparently
Bello says that.
when you have a one-night stand and you wake up the next morning and realize that the person's super ugly and you would be willing to gnaw off your own arm to get out of there. So that's why it's called a Coyote Ugly.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
A lot of regret
Alrighty
by the morning.
then.
And
It also mentions that after some test screenings, the audience's reaction was more John Goodman. So they added
That's our reaction.
They added
I
two
told
more
you.
scenes. Yeah. So that's what we saw
They need
was the
someone-
more John Goodman version of the movie.
They just cut
apparently.
other scenes out of the film to make it look like there's more John Goodman.
Yeah.
The percentage of
That's
John
why
Goodman
the
went
baseball
up.
scene didn't make any more sense.
No.
They had a whole baseball sequence that they had to get rid of because someone wanted one damn John Goodman scene.
You can just see like a producers meeting happening, like reading the audience feedback.
Bill, I don't know what they're thinking over there down in making this damn movie.
One studio exec
so
like,
much money?
I don't understand audiences anymore. We give them the high young things. They want more John Goodman. That's Bruckheimer yelling in his
boy.
office. Like,
Give them sex and they want John Goodman. They don't know what sex is.
oh my god. Oh,
She was batting in her underwear.
this movie's a trip. It reminded me of like watching it way back and being like, check out the hot ladies, bro. Which is kind of the point, I guess. But now I'm just like, I'm a little uncomfortable, bro.
Right. Yeah, I just turned my brain off.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't, though, because I was like thinking of all these things logistically. I was like, I don't think I would want to work here.
It took me back to high school watching it.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
remembering the
exactly.
things.
Yep. I remember it just you bring back those feels, nostalgia.
Movie influencing me, but like not giving me any help whatsoever, and like my
Yeah.
dating life or literally anything.
Look, that was
They're like, just
that
have
was,
a record contract, Brad.
yeah, I didn't learn how to make a album by
Make a
watching this.
Liam Rimes song and you'll win.
I couldn't figure
There
that
was
out.
so many of those early 2000s movies. They're just like give people the barest veneer of a movie. I need zero subtext. They can't handle it.
You can't
None of
handle
that.
the subtext.
No deep themes. No symbolism. Just give the people what they want, and it's naked teens.
Yeah.
American
and,
Pie.
And me as a teenager, I was like, "You got me. You know what I want.
How'd you know?
I'm not looking for that subtext. I want the naked ladies."
That is the subtext to me.
Who got that? Is that guy back from the audience screening?
I was at the screening.
Get that guy. It's the John Goodman guy. Get him out of here.
Oh, we didn't do 30 Days, 30 Nights, did we already?
No.
Because I'm gonna make you guys.
We haven't done the Josh
40
Hartnett
You mean
film.
40 days?
Yeah, 40 Days, 40. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm 30 Days of Night is also a Josh
That-
Hartnett movie.
right.
Also,
I wanted
6
to-
Days and
that's why I
7
was
Nights
at-
is what you were thinking.
Oh,
of,
my
we're
God.
about to say.
Is that the one with Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember when he dated?
I don't date anybody.
I don't even remember what her name is, but the one from Psycho, the remake.
Yeah.
Married to Calista Flockhart
Anne-
for like
Anne
21
Heche.
years. There's Ellen McBeal.
Well, we got Harrison Ford, the first celebrity guest on the podcast, and he's fully mic'd up. Just so
he's
you're
very mic'd
aware.
up.
His mouth is on the mic.
Chewbacca was like,
He's just sitting. He's not even.
He's
He's
reminiscing
in
about
the other room
Chewbacca.
on the couch, just mumbling away. So
Yeah, you need to lay down.
I worked in.
We didn't even ask him a question. He's just
Star
going.
Wars.
this is just what he does.
I think he's like a wind-up
He's been doing
toy.
this the whole time. We
He's
just
been
only now
asking me
turned up
to,
his mic so you could hear what
be
he
in
was
the Star
saying.
Wars.
Yeah.
This
And
is
I
what
was
he
like,
does
I
every
don't
time
know.
we record.
Han Solo was like,
Just hangs out in here.
married or whatever, so he can be just like.
I'm a little worried about him. We should.
I think he's just got like
a.
a running narrative because he talks about
Yeah.
Star Wars so much that
Well,
he
hates
switched
Star Wars
over to
fandom.
Air Force One for a second.
I remember that one. That was
Threw him off a plane. And,
Yeah.
He did throw that guy off.
Cowboys-
Man,
Cowboys and
he's gonna keep
Aliens.
doing this till we turn the lights off. So I think we need.
Apparently
to,
loves
yeah.
Cowboys and Aliens. That's coming up.
George Lucas is like, we got this movie.
It's a hidden
Did
gem.
not make
Architect.
that.
He's gonna
George
be-
Lucas
he's gonna be like,
did
oh,
not
adventure.
make Cowboys and Aliens.
And then we're gonna be fighting the Ark of the Covenant.
You know, at least as long as he's here,
You know,
he's not flying his plane.
Bedtime?
So I think we're all safer for it
I'm so
because
tired.
don't let the man fly anymore. But you can go to bed.
Yeah, Indiana Jones 5 and
He's taking a lot of bites.
Thank you for joining us on that episode and every episode that you do. The next movie we're doing has the tagline 3% body fat, 1% brain activity. We remember Zoolander.
He's suave, debonair,
so courageous.
the epitome of cool.
You rule.
His name is Zoolander. Derek Zoolander.
He's almost too good looking.
International male supermodel.
The style and the hair, you know, it's almost like the new afro for the white man.
But behind those eyes is a highly trained man of action.
You rock. No, you rock.
And perhaps the world's only hope of stopping a sinister assassination plot.
The fashion industry has been behind every major political assassination over the last 200 years. And behind every hit, a male model.
So why male models?
They do as they're told.
That is not true.
Yes, it is, Derek.
Okay.
Ben Stiller. Owen Wilson.
Pop and lock and fool!
Will Ferrell.
They're breakdance fighting. Taste my pain!
Christine Taylor.
When I was in 7th grade, I became bulimic.
You can read minds.
Zoolander
Must be eliminated.
They must use all their skills.
If I can create a basic disguise for us with this professional makeup kit, we may just be able to sneak in undetected.
Surprise!
Did you find the files?
They're in the computer.
They're in the computer?
To outsmart the most dangerous organization on the planet.
We got 30 years worth of files right here in this computer that are gonna bring you down.
Oh no.
Where'd all the files go?
And still find time to help the children.
I give you the Derek Zoolander Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good.
What is this?
A center for ants?
How can children learn how to read if they can't even fit inside the building?
Zoolander.